Hello, and thank you for tuning into That Solo Life, the podcast about marketers and PR professionals who work for themselves. I am Michelle Kane. My business, is Voice Matters, and I am here with my fantastic co-host who knows how to say things, Karen Swim. We're off to a good start, Karen. That's all right. We keep it real here at That Solo Life, as you well know by now, if you've been listening for a while. So I think, Karen, we're going to talk about love today, aren't we?
We are going to talk about love because it's February and it's the month of love. And some people are apparently all agog over this whole holiday called Valentine's Day.
It's you know what? It's a nice way because many of us in this hemisphere are still in the bleak midwinter, and it's nice to see cheerful hearts and things. And, even if you're, hopelessly single, there's chocolate. So, there's a little something for everyone in February. And we thought we'd look at this through a PR lens of, how do you, I don't know, how do you bring love to your business? How do you, how can you show your solo PR pro some love? And I promise I won't break into the Love Boat song at any point.
I'm not like a big Valentine's Day celebration type person. I never have been because I just, I like celebrating love every day and trying to spread love, not to sound super cheesy, but I do love I love heart shapes. And so this time of year makes me happy. And, now not living in Southern California and in a place that has winter and gray days, any reason to celebrate, I'm so here for it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. And it brings a certain warmth to mind, and we can move that about now as well. Yeah. I think
and we want you all to feel warm about your business. And, let's, keeping it, real as we always try to do. We know that 2020 has been for so many a year that felt full of promise, but is also filled with very real challenges. And so we want to try and help to share some tips and strategies that can make you feel energized about your business and help you to find ways to fall more in love with this business that you're creating, because you know that there's, these economic reports, and any election year is always a time of a little bit of uncertainty because you don't know who's going to win the election and what that administration's agenda will be. So there's that bit of uncertainty. And then we have stuff like AB5 and similar bills pending. And so, we get it. And so today, our job is to just be a light.
That's true. That's true. When I think of ways that you can, fall deeper in love with your business, I think it's, we're still early on enough in the year, that January momentum of, woohoo, let's kill this year, may have waned a little bit, but it's still early enough to take some time and, set some intentional goals and benchmarks for yourself throughout the year to perk yourself up, try a new networking group or, I am shameful at this. Create a little marketing plan for yourself, for your own business. Yeah. I know I don't do it nearly as enough as I should. I mean, granted, most of us, our work thankfully does come through referrals, but it doesn't hurt to do that. I think that's a great way to kind of, get, how, couples that have been married for 25 years need to check in with each other. Check in with your business. What is it like now as opposed to 5, 10, 15 years ago?
I honestly believe that one way to love your business is to have it be at the financial level that you want and have the roster of clients that you want. That's one certain way. When you're doing the work that you really want to do with the people you really want to be doing it with for the price that you really want to command, you will love your business. You will love it. You will enjoy every day and you'll look forward to getting up. And so how do you get there? As Michelle said, it's more than just having a plan, but acting on it consistently.
Right.
And,
Right.
the thing about, marketing and business development is that if you just build time into your schedule on a regular basis, it's not a chore.
Right.
What I've seen in 10 years of solo PR pro and even beyond that, because I've been in business longer and, I've engaged with business owners, is that far too often solos will work. It's all about the work. It's all about clients. You're meticulous, you're hardworking, and you really, really want to get it right for your clients. So you're busy, going hard, you're doing work, and you look up and a client needs to take work in-house, or something shifts. There's, new people that come into the company and want to go in a different direction. And then you're in panic-stricken business development mode.
Sure.
And then it's hard. It's a chore.
Not a good place to be. Not a good place to be.
It happens over and over again. So, that definitely sets up a scenario that doesn't fill your heart with love, because first of all, you're desperate because you've got to replace business. So you're up against the wall. You're not thinking strategically. You're making decisions that you may regret later. And you're not at your best to really engage and nurture those client relationships, because all that you're thinking about is, I need this business. I need this business. I need this business.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And you do it every day. It's not a chore. It's a habit. And now you have this nice little pipeline. You have time to really cultivate those relationships because you're not, in desperation mode. And so what if it, over the course of a year, you're talking to, a prospective client. At the end of that year, when they give you the business, you've already developed such a solid foundation and a rapport with them that the next part is easy. And it's easy to have, seriously, those long-term prospects when you've got a steady flow into your pipeline. So you may have people that, will close in 2 months or in 3 months or in 1 month. Some people that might be ready to go now, but you need time to cultivate them, which means just do business development all the time. All the time.
Yeah. And it's true. I mean, even some clients that say they are ready to go, it can take up to 6 months to truly, because both sides are busy, to really, nail down the agreement and get started. So, it makes sense. It's almost like they say in college, start looking for your job that year you're graduating. No, I've got time. No, you don't. And it makes me think of just the whole cycle you're talking about, and touching even back on our previous podcast of how do you stay motivated. I came across, it was probably a social media post. It was a video of the creator of Carol's Daughter, the cosmetic line, and her journey of learning to take care of herself first.
Yes.
Because she, and she realized, she said it felt weird and it didn't feel right, but she knew in order, and actually it was she started doing it in 2008. So there was economic uncertainty, even though her, I guess her company was doing all right and growing. But she said, most of the time, if it doesn't feel right, you stop. But no, you have to take that time, take the walk, take the breathing room, take the little time to make sure you're operating at your best. And, then you are at your best to take care of your business. And I think that certainly goes for solos too. And not to say that I practice what I preach much of the time, but it makes perfect sense.
I agree. And I think if you were going to give yourself a Valentine's Day gift, I would set aside, an hour, 1 hour, this month, and mark out your time off for the remainder of 2020. Just do it. Just go ahead and block it out. Maybe you have a vacation already planned or a trip planned, but I'm talking about all of those days. Now, here and there, you may take your own, mental health day or take time off to, attend to things that need to be attended to. But block off vacation. Just mark it off in your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
What I've started doing is using my calendar to, and I use the G Suite to automatically decline events. So I block off a bunch of out of office periods for at least the quarter. So I go 3 months out, I look at the calendar, I review it at the top of every month. And then every week I sort of check in to make sure that, nothing has shifted. And I just block off the time. Once it's blocked out and you're not accepting meetings and it's on your calendar, it's a lot easier to keep the commitment to yourself. And so that's one lovely gift that you can give yourself that is calorie free and will
Yes.
last you for all of 2020. How about that?
And it gives you something to look forward to as well.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. You should always have something to look forward to. No, that sounds like a terrific little Valentine to give yourself. It's so important.
Yeah. What business Valentine's gift would you give yourself, Michelle?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I think it would just be permission to do that. And I know that sounds probably almost childish, but like you say, you're so focused on building the business and serving your clients well. And it's just that trust factor that you have to trust, like, hey, I can walk away from this for a day and it's still going to be here. What is my deal? I've gotten better at that. And to our listeners, please, I'm certainly not a 24/7, on that grind. That's not me. I do keep normal office hours. But at the same time, due to the nature of our business, sometimes that involves events that are outside of that time. And so the calendar can get blurry. So yet again, Karen, you have inspired me to, block out that time. And I've had a friend/colleague say to me, oh goodness, a year or so ago, she's like, you should just block off a Monday every night, every, 6 weeks. I said, yeah, I should.
I love that. I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And, intellectually, I know that does keep me sharp, but then, we're all our own worst enemy. And that's what kind of comes down to.
This is so true. And,
yeah,
if you're out there and you have a solo PR pro in your life, you can give them that gift, give them, a nice gift certificate to a restaurant, which automatically, that means that they have to take the time off to go enjoy it, or tickets to, a game or a play or something.
Yeah.
Give them an experience that will be restful and enjoyable for them, that gets them out of the office and forces them to take a little bit of time off work.
Yeah, get a little recharge. So, Karen, what would you give yourself for Valentine's Day?
Oh, so on this particular day, my business gift to myself would be a full-on spa day, because I haven't had one in a while. And I'm sorry, some might call that personal, but honestly, getting, that relaxed is a gift to everybody who has to deal with me.
Sure is. No, it does. It's good for you. Resets everything. Just indulging in a full spa day. That's good stuff.
Could use it. And all of my clients, if you're listening, feel free to take up a collection.
Consult spafinder.com to find the spas near us.
Phone number and the booking link to my massage therapist.
Well, when you think about it, we're certainly not singers professionally, only in the car. But, really, we provide a service. So our body and our mind are our instruments. Really? The beauty of our job, the beauty of the way we can do our profession, thank you, Internet, is that we can plop down at our laptop and do it. Just do everything we need to do. But at the same time, it's not like we rely on a machine or, outside of course, the technology, but, it's not like we work somewhere where there are a lot of cogs and wheels and things. That's us. So, we do have to be good to ourselves. Otherwise, we're not really much good to anyone else. That's not to say there aren't some weeks or some projects where you really have to just go for it. We understand that more than, probably any other business. But at the same time, I always try and triage it in that, I'm not a heart surgeon. I'm not on call. Pretty sure no one is literally going to die if I'm not on the job for a few hours.
It's funny because we, celebrities, their routines are, we know more about them today thanks to social media. And so often we sort of applaud them for self-care for some of their routines, their workout routines, their skincare routines. And honestly, none of that, their nutrition and all of that, it is self-care, but it really is an investment in their brand and their business. When you are in the public eye like that, that's your brand. So how your skin looks and, how your body performs, if you're a performer, you've got to be in a certain, level of physical condition. That's not self-care. That's a business investment. And we should all have that same attitude, as you noted. For PR professionals, our mind is, our greatest asset. And your brain cannot function optimally by going 7 days a week. You have to have those mental health breaks. You have to engage in other activities to keep your innovation high. Otherwise, you'll get burned out and you won't have fresh ideas. And so I think that we need to understand that and own that and not feel like it's a selfish thing, but that it really is just one more facet of protecting our greatest business asset.
So true. So true. In fact, there was a quote making its rounds on Facebook, something like, if you don't pick a day to rest, your body will pick it for you and it won't be convenient or, and you won't like it.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah. And, and that's every time I see it, I don't know about you, but if I see something like that come across in an Insta story, like screen capture,
so true.
I need to be reminded. Yeah. And, it does come back to love though, because I think that also shows that we love what we do, where maybe we're a little weird for that, and that's okay. I'm cool to be weird. I've said I'm a word nerd. I'm an information junkie. I want people to know what they need to know to make their lives better. And I love telling the stories about my clients so that can happen, and passionate about that. And so sometimes it's like, oh, just one more thing, and then I'll stop. So you really have to be conscious in that direction too. It's not that it's a downtrodden kind of grind, but that's great that you love what you do, but you have to remember to be a whole person.
And I want to believe that there is a large majority of people outside of the solo ecosystem, that work in traditional jobs that love what they do as well. I think that sometimes the love can be overshadowed by the environment that you are conducting your business in, true of the employed and true of solos. And so I think that it's really important to make sure that you create that atmosphere that allows you to thrive and to allow that love to really shine through. I'm always inspired by people who talk about how much they truly, like, they're passionate about their work and they're passionate about their processes and the results that they get. And we should all feel that way. We should all be, everybody's going to have, days or weeks where there are things that we don't love because we're human beings. But I believe that we should all pretty much be excited about the work that we do and, the people that we get to serve. And part of that is looking beyond, task and checklist and having a bigger picture in mind. So, take a look at your environment. Sometimes when we're burnt out, it's not that we hate what we do. It's just we hate the way that we're doing it. Something has shifted, something's off, something needs to be tweaked and fixed. And so take a look at that in this month of love and figure out how you can reignite the romance with your work.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's great. And, even when you say, the environment at large, it could even be your workspace.
Mm.
Maybe it's time to treat yourself. I have to say, I started using, one of those essential oil diffusers.
Oh,
And yeah, so sometimes, if I'm either trying to write something and feeling stuck or working on a project and just feel a little stagnant, I think, let me put on my diffuser. I think it's a peppermint day. Let's pop some peppermint in here and pep things up. And it does help. I don't, I might sound weird.
no, it does. I do the same thing. If I feel like I'm having a low energy day, then peppermint oil is my go-to jam as well.
Yep. So, little things like that take into consideration. And I don't know. We'd love to hear what you think would be a great Valentine gift to yourself as a business owner and solo PR pro. So please do subscribe to our podcast. Check us out on soloprpro.com and let us know what you think, because we definitely want to know what you're thinking. That helps us actually serve you better too with this time that we get to spend together every week.
Absolutely. And, speaking of love, we love doing this, and we love hearing from our listeners. We love the interactions that we have offline, and we are just so honored to be able to do this podcast, and so humbled by those who tune in routinely to listen to what we have to say.
Yes, that's very true. So until next time, we'll see you on That Solo Life.
Happy Valentine's Day.